Hey there, friends. By now, you all know what remote frequency identification is and some of the ways it's being used. You may or may not have a full understanding of just how invasive this technology is to your privacy and inherent security risk that comes with the implementation of this technology. That is what I will discuss in this video, which is based on an article from WorldNet Daily. The growth of the now billion-dollar RFID business is prompting industry experts from consumer advocates to company figures specializing in RFID protection to question whether the technology can ever be made adequately secure. Walt Augustinowitz, CEO of the RFID protection company Identity Stronghold, distills concerns over radio frequency identification to a simple trade-off. Many retailers, he points out, are willing to exchange the security of your data for the convenience of RFID asset tracking and point-of-sale simplicity. RFID chips are basically tiny two-way radios that are so small they can fit inside a credit card, an article of clothing, the inside of a shampoo bottle cap, etc., he explains. The chip, essentially a transponder, carries identifying data and can be queried and read or sniffed at a distance. RFID technology is now in use in credit cards, ATM cards, enhanced driver's licenses, highway toll networks, and inventory tracking systems. Wireless credit cards do seem to speed up paying for merchandise and eliminate magnetic stripe problems, he said. RFID also makes inventory tracking extremely easy when you can simply turn on a scanner in your warehouse and have it instantly tell you if item XYZ is in stock. There are just endless possibilities for its use if you are not worried about security. Catherine Albrecht, co-author of the book Spy Chips: How Major Corporations and Government Plan to Track Your Every Move, believes speeding up transactions at the point of sale is a powerful inducement for retailers to introduce RFID technology in their stores. The reason you're starting to see RFID tags show up in credit and ATM cards is that the industry itself did some studies and found that people spend more when they actually don't have to handle their credit card. The act of looking at your credit card and the act of then having to get out a pen and sign for the purchase creates many decision points at which a consumer could decide not to make the purchase. Albrecht describes her consumer organization, Consumers Against Supermarket Privacy Invasion and Numbering, or CASPIAN, as a pressure group. She encourages consumers to boycott RFID technology altogether. Obviously, she says, it's a lot easier to protect against a threat that you're not carrying in the first place than to try and remedy something after the fact. I recommend that people simply not ever carry or have any devices with RFID in them. Albrecht and Caspian identify three categories of RFID threats. The first is what she describes as unscrupulous retailers who use RFID and programs like frequent shopper cards to amass personal data about you and your purchases in order to more effectively target you for future sales and marketing efforts. The second category, threat simply ignored by many commercial and government entities introducing RFID technology, is hackers. If the protocol used by the RFID tag is poorly designed, then the attacker might be able to thereby do something bad, explained Jonathan Westhuse, a widely known electronic software and security expert who has done considerable work exposing the vulnerabilities of RFID technology. The same kinds of cryptographic techniques that make credit card transactions secure on the internet can be used to prevent these attacks, but in many cases, the designers of the systems didn't bother. Westhuse has developed a battery-powered device capable of reading and reproducing the data on a Verichip implant a human implantable RFID chip. The company that makes the Vera chip announced earlier this month that it will be providing its Vera chips to the Israeli Defense Force, raising serious questions regarding the implications of government-issued RFID-equipped credentials. The big threat that we face right now as citizens is an enhanced driver's license, Catherine Albrecht insists. She points out that the third threat category identified by Caspian is government. While no states currently mandate an RFID-equipped driver's license or non-driver ID card, those that do are using the ID as a de facto passport. What they didn't tell you is that they do that by adding remote readable RFID into your driver's license, Albrecht says, and that RFID chip is among the least secure in the industry, readable even by the underwear shelf at Walmart.
It's called an EPC, or electronic product code, and Walmart says it's a sophisticated inventory management tool to track the clothes it sells. But privacy advocates say unless the customer removes the tag on their own, Walmart could determine the location of your clothes even after you leave the store.
You have all your problems with your identity theft and, people get into your personal business. Now they're going to track your clothes. No, I'm sorry. I don't feel comfortable with that at all.
It's a common reaction from most Walmart customers.
Nah, I don't like that idea whatsoever. Absolutely not. That's pretty much Big Brother.
That is just invading people's privacy.
Walmart wouldn't let us in their store to shoot some pictures, so I went in and bought some of the products that are likely to have the EPC, or so-called smart tag. Products like jeans, or how about some underwear, or even a lady's camisole. Walmart says the EPC will help stores know when items are running low on their shelves, and customers can always remove the tag later on. But it's a removable tag. Does that make it better?
No. It's just easier if you can come and buy whatever you need and leave, not have to worry about taking a tag off.
Ben Peters buys jeans at Walmart, and he says he has no problem with the smart tag up to a point.
I don't know if they want to track me. As long as they're not transmitting something into my body, I don't really care.
Well, do you think they should know where your underwear is?
Probably not my underwear.
Again, Walmart insists that it doesn't really care where its products go after it leaves the store. A spokesman told me clothing with the chip will be clearly labeled so customers can remove it, and they've asked their suppliers not to embed the chip in the clothing. And Walmart says even if someone had the right Walmart scanner, it only works within 15 feet of the smart tag, making long-distance tracking impossible.
The industry will tell you that the card has a unique ID number, not your name, Albrecht points out, but all you have to do is be around the person or that person once to sniff that number and know who the number represents. What's worse, using RFID in government identification, like passports, could make it possible to target American citizens for terrorist attacks. We're making it possible, says Albrecht, for Americans traveling in foreign countries where America's not very popular to be singled out and identified in crowds. A bomb equipped with an RFID reader could lie in place undetected for years, Albrecht asserts, before detonating in proximity to a specific ID signature. Citizens concerned about these vulnerabilities, not to mention many government agencies whose employees carry RFID credentials, have turned to everything from aluminum foil lined duct tape wallets to specially manufactured products such as the RFID blocking wallet and card sleeve produced by Walt Augustinowicz's ID Stronghold. While these products work well, the problem, Augustinowicz explains, is that the RFID industry itself simply cannot keep up with the technology's potential exploits. We have never been ahead, he says. As new products are developed, we are woefully falling behind. Many attack angles have not even been thought of by those creating the RFID devices. The only solution may be simply to stop using RFID technology altogether. With the exception of inventory tracking, August Stenowitz says, I haven't seen any use where the benefit outweigh the risks. Catherine Albright echoes this assertion. There is zero benefit, none, zero benefit whatsoever to have an RFID in your credit card or your ATM card. And there's actually a huge amount of threat that it can be remotely sniffed, that it can be used to essentially commit fraud and spend money out of your accounts. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.